What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Melissa Renee.
And I'm Evita Nicole.
With drinks and discussion. Now, we ain't talking about this drink. We gonna tell them what the drink is, but we ain't gonna go into details because y'all gotta watch the pre-gaming segment called Pretty Girl Cocktails to see what's in the drink. But
this is basically a peach Bellini. We call it that. We call it a rosé peach Bellini.
But you gotta watch the pre-gaming show segment, Pretty Girl Cocktails, if you want to know what this drink is made of. Okay. All right, and make sure y'all go and follow Tipsy Never Drunk.
Follow me on Instagram. I will have the name for my Pinterest. It's coming. We all can't have it together all the time.
You're so
It's coming.
I am also going to shout out because I am going to sponsor this episode right here for Miss Denise Campbell with Finish in Touch. I'm wearing another pair of her lovely handmade earrings. Make sure if y'all want to check her out, y'all go to Finish in Touch. It's not heavy either. They're very light.
I like these.
They're very light. They're
and
not heavy.
Finishing.
Yeah.
Don't put the ing
no,
on
it's
it.
Finishing in Touch.
Finishing.
Okay, you can check them out on Etsy. Etsy is Finish in Touch LLC. Or you could go to her Instagram or her Facebook and it's Finish in Touch. Okay.
She makes waist beads too, by the way.
She makes waist beads. She makes bracelets. She makes earrings. She makes I think she makes anklets too.
She does.
And she makes.
I have been eyeballing some of her anklets for quite some time because I did buy some waist beads. I bought some waist beads from her.
Yeah.
A couple years ago.
Yeah. But I need to buy some. Because I know they help you with,
It helps the measuring of your inch loss. You ain't got to worry about the weight loss. It's more so the inches.
Inches do make a difference.
It makes a difference.
Yes. So, y'all go check her out. Finish in Touch. Y'all go check her. So, now we about to go ahead and get into, since we drinking some Black Girl Magic.
Oh, yeah, the rosé that I use is by Black Girl Magic.
We should call this Black Girl Magic Bellini.
This is a Black Girl Magic.
Okay. Bellini. That's what I'm talking about. So now
Black Girl Peach.
So now that we here, we're going to talk about some Black Girl Magic stuff. Right? You know what I'm saying? I don't think we criticize a lot on here, do we?
Maybe.
Well, we probably
But I feel like, I talk positive too.
Yeah. I think first thing I was talk about is it's old. I just saw it when it's Tommy. If y'all don't know who Tommy is, she was a reality star on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She was the one who was dating Scrappy.
Very angry on there.
Yes, she was very.
Not little Scrappy. She was dating Scrap.
Scrap. That's his name. Scrap. Well, they call him Scrappy, but it wasn't Lil Scrappy.
It was like Scrappy.
It was Scrappy.
Anyway,
she was on, I think last year sometime in July or something, she spoke on her daughter getting pregnant. I just saw it, but I really loved what she talked about because she was very open and transparent about the struggles of being a teenage mother.
Mom.
And she talked about how that kind of is a domino effect in how that makes your life harder. And, you face a lot of issues that you do not have to face when you are a young parent. And I appreciate her perspective and her saying that because I think sometimes as young girls, we have all this,
we have fantasy ideas. We have.
Yes, that's the
look.
word.
We fantasize as little girls, and that little 5-year-old, 10-year-old, 12, 13-year-old, 15-year-old fantasy. Even at 17 through 19, we have this fantasy of what life is going to be, even when it's something that's just hard.
Yeah.
Such as being pregnant.
Yeah.
We build this fantasy up in our head of what our life is going to be now with this boyfriend who we probably fantasize is going to be our husband. is going to whisk us away and take care of you and this baby while he's a teenager too, most likely.
Most likely.
And that ain't how the shit works.
No. And the crazy thing is it's like what you think you want in a man at 15 is damn sure not gonna be what you want in a man at 20.
Bitch, what you want at 25 ain't what you want at 35. It's not. You just hope that if you are a married couple at a young age that you are able to grow together. Because the shit is it's real. You grow. You got to look at the things you like. I guess the best way to describe it to teenagers maybe, especially when you got maybe a 15 or 16-year-old, like look at what you enjoy doing now.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Maybe even 5 years ago.
Yeah. Because let me tell you, a bitch can't go to the club at 12 o'clock at night like I did when I was young. I'd be tired. Shit.
Look,
Child, I gotta go. If I ain't leaving out my house by 8 o'clock.
Look, for Valentine's Day weekend, me and my husband, it was a struggle. We had reservations for 9:45, and it was like we had to do a lot of pre-gaming that, entailed us being up on our feet.
Okay.
You got to stay up and moving. So it's like
if you sit down too long,
and amping yourself up. Like you can't sit down in the bed and lean on the headboard, baby. No, we can't do that.
That's probably where pre-gaming came from. It came from some old folks saying it. They was like, bitch, I got to hype myself
You gotta
up.
keep moving. You gotta keep moving. The shit ain't the same, okay? So trust me, young girls. The shit is not the same. It's not the same. And I feel like it's just a conversation that teenagers get tired of us lecturing to them.
Yeah, they do.
But I feel like when they say it takes a village, it will take multiple people telling them the same thing in a real way. I feel like I watched her video and the video I saw, the clickbait on it was horrible.
That was horrible clickbait.
It was.
That was sad.
But I watched it anyway, and it was like, as I watched it, I'm like, okay, where's the lie?
Yeah, she didn't tell no lie.
Where is the lie? She's being real right now. Mm-hmm. People don't want to hear it, but, some people will, granted the clickbait was she's wanting her child to have an abortion at 7 months. She
ain't talking about none of that.
But she brought something up at 7 months.
Oh, she did?
Mention 7 months.
Yeah.
But I took it as, I'm bringing it up. It's like she's bringing it up again.
So that's what I thought.
7 months.
I thought about that because they said it sounded like she already talked to her daughter before she was far along.
Before she went off on her.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, even at 7 months, she's still having this conversation of, bitch, you can't be in here making YouTube videos talking about, what I'm going to do for a gender reveal. Who's paying for it? Who's paying for it?
And let's be clear, shit. I got pregnant at 20, 21, and bitch, when she said, she was like, fuck talking about whether you got money to be able to raise this child. She was like, let's talk about before the child even get here.
Right.
Bitch, can you pay for your doctor's appointment without needing any type of government assistance?
Right.
And that shit hit home to me because I was 21 years old. And I damn sure could not have paid for no fucking insurance to be able to go to the motherfucking doctor. So it's even grown motherfuckers who ain't in the position and who can motherfucking be financially prepared to take care of a damn child on their fucking own.
Let me tell you, I was 20. Well, I got pregnant at 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was 19. And trust me, when I came to my mom about it, it was like I was 15.
Oh, yeah.
Her response.
Child, I was 21 and my mama acted like I was 15 too.
I had my son at 20, but it was, I made that decision. I knew pretty much like, look, this is what I'm getting into. Granted, I'm happy my mom allowed me to stay with her for the time that she did after I had my son, but it's not like I stayed with her, years on end with my child. I at least had the luxury because some parents put their child out. And I'm gonna be honest. I really don't knock them for it. Because they're giving you a dose of reality like this is yours.
Because
like,
my mama sure gave mine.
I've raised mine.
Okay.
This is yours.
Okay.
So, it got to 8. I want to say by the time my son was on the verge of turning 2, I was out of the house. I was gone. And I didn't move back.
Yeah.
My
mama just put my
it all
ass
out there, not permanently, that is. Because I'm going to be real with you. You and your young baby daddy, you get into shit. See, she didn't live with her baby daddy. My baby daddy eventually, we lived together.
That was impossible for me to live with that nigga.
Didn't work at some times. So where I'm at my mom's house. Or it's like, you know what? I ain't never coming back to my mom's house. So let me go back out here and be grown, take care of my responsibility. We probably ain't get along at another certain point in time. Now, because I refuse to go back home, I'm at my aunt's house. So it's like the shit is hard. It is really hard if you want it to be.
Listen,
having a child at a young age.
I got pregnant. I was 21, and my mama, when I told my mama I was in college, I got pregnant. My mama was like, "Oh, well, I hope you have a place to stay by the time the semester over with." And my mama she would call me as the time was getting closer to where the summer was coming. She was like, "Did you find a place yet? Well, you need to find a place because, child, you can't stay here." But at the same instance, I feel like it helped. But regardless, like, even if my mom had let me stay there, if she still would have been like your mom, for instance, like, you can stay here, but you raising your child.
It wasn't comfortable.
Okay. Where you going? I gotta go to the store, mama. No, you gonna take your child with you to the store.
I had to inconvenience myself. I had to inconvenience my sister.
Yeah.
Because it was uncomfortable. It was, I'm still young. I'm going to college. Now I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
And I shared a room with my sister. So now it's me and my baby sharing a room with my sister. So it's not like I was convenient to having my own room. And just can move about life, I guess, like some girls.
Like she said, like Tommy was like, y'all can see like 40-something different mugshots of me. And she was like, you know why y'all see the mugshots? Because I went to jail. Why? Because I went to jail over money. And she was like, why I went to jail over money? Because I was trying to raise and financially provide for my children.
The best way that she knew how, because obviously she wasn't taught any different way. No. She wasn't taught probably any way at all.
And sometimes, think about it, if she trying to take care of her kids and for what she said, I'm trying to raise my siblings too. Like a little McDonald's, let me tell you something. A little fast food job, that shit does not help you raise or take care of no fucking baby. Okay? That shit is chump change. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if they say, oh, you got government assistance, the milk they give you, if you got formula, they don't give you enough.
If you get in WIC,
they don't give you enough.
The bare minimum.
Yes. And
they feel like would possibly get you through.
Yep.
Maybe I would say a third of the month, a little over half of the month.
But at the end, towards the end, you struggling, and you don't get WIC for diapers, and diapers are expensive.
And let me tell you how the system also sets you up by, say you just want to be, hey, I'll get government assistance. I know I can get food stamps. I can get WIC. And you walk into that WIC office and they say, are you going to breastfeed? And you say yes. That's going to cut your formula in half.
It sure is. So you better be determined to breastfeed. Because if you ain't, you going to be struggling.
But bottom line is we preach to young girls and boys constantly all the time. Be careful. Wear condoms. You don't want to get, you don't want to have a baby at a young age. But I feel like bringing up, like we preach that and we beat that into y'all head so much that, are y'all also forgetting to get pregnant that you're having unprotected sex?
Child, because it seems like people more scared of getting a baby than AIDS.
Okay.
Gonorrhea, the clap.
You got to strap that shit up. You got to make sure the guy is wearing a condom.
Listen.
And it goes both ways. Girls,
true.
if he don't want to wear a condom, run. Guys, if she say, oh, you don't have to put on a condom, you better fucking run. You better run. Run as fast as you can.
Because if she saying you ain't got to wear one, that mean most likely.
Let that statement be kryptonite. Let that dry the coochie up.
Yeah.
Let that make the dick go limp. As soon as a motherfucker be like, oh, it's okay, you ain't got to wear no condom. You know what? This ain't even what I want. Just be real with it. Let that shit sink in your head that something is wrong. It's a red flag.
Yeah.
We need to start playing sounds in their head. Don't put on a condom. A damn siren need to go off and red flag.
Yeah.
We got to embed it into them because it's just more to unprotected sex than getting pregnant.
Here's my thing. I feel like since we are talking about black girl magic, you know, you're magical. You're a black woman. You're a black girl. You're magical. You are so much more than a baby mama, a single mother. You know what I'm saying? You are a mother. Even just a mother. You're so much more than that. And I feel like it's kind of been conditioned in our head as women. I'm talking about all women, white, black, any type of woman. It's been conditioned in our head so much that, you know, to feel complete or your life is right if you got a husband or if you got a man and you got some kids and you got a family, you know. And the thing is, that don't make you feel complete. It doesn't. Because when those children grow up, you feel an absence of like, well, what is my purpose now? Because you've been living for your children, you've been living for your husband, and you haven't done anything to live for yourself. So now, when you're in a position where this is where you're at, and it's about, you know, you, like it's no other distractions but you know, it's so many women who get lost in the world because it's like, well, you know, what do I do now? I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because this has been my life for so long. So it's like, understand that y'all are magical and it's so much more to you than like, I feel like if you just thinking about getting married, having kids, I feel like you ain't thinking big enough. That's small.
Because guess what? When you're thinking about getting married and just having children at a young age, when you turn, there's going to be a certain age you turn to where you're sitting there and you're thinking, and it's an insult to you for someone for you to ask, well, what do you think of me? And for your husband to say, well, you're my wife, you're the mother of my children, and that's all they have to say about you.
Okay.
That shit is going to be insulting.
You smart. You're business minded. You're a go-getter. You're ambitious. That's not.
Look. Trust me. And it's like, I think about stuff from when I think the way to get maybe to reach younger girls better is to have people who they feel like they relate more with. You know, maybe
that's why I kind of like when Tommy said it. Not to say they relate to her, but she's in that scene.
She's in that scene. You know, she's on Instagram, you know, stuff like that. So I feel like the shit should be played for young girls. I really feel like even in a sex education, the shit should be played for young girls. Like, look at her. She barely looked like she over 30, her damn self.
She.
And you're talking about now I'm out to be a grandmama?
And I know she ain't hit 30 yet. If she is 30, she early 30s.
Yeah, clearly she would have to be in her early 30s.
Early 30s, 30, 31. But, you know, it's kind of like when I seen something where Fabulous said, you know, he was like, to young people, he was like, I know, you know what I'm saying, it's, you know, we listening to this music and it's all about, you know, taking somebody else's man, taking somebody else's girl, being lit you know, being a hot girl, being a, you know, city girl. He was like, but I'm telling you, he was like, it's way more to life than that. And he was like, and it ain't nothing like actually finding somebody who is for you and building a life with. And see, and it's a difference because I felt like what he was saying to you, like, everything y'all doing off of emotions. And I like that she said that too.
Yeah, she did.
You doing stuff off of emotions and what feels good right then at the moment, but you're not thinking about future wise because how you feel right now might not be how you feel tomorrow or down the road or years later. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that when you make certain decisions and do certain things, like, yeah, it's fun taking a motherfucking man until your ass gets slashed in the face, killed, or you know your life, your
or better yet,
livelihood
stuck with that
jeopardized.
man. Okay, you take something, your ass gets stuck with it. And while you stuck with him and the bitch you took him from out there living her best life, you can't hate on that bitch no more than you can hate yourself, honey. All you got to do is fix it.
Yeah.
Because the shit is real. And it will happen. I listened to it. I said, oh, she talking something. She's speaking her truth. And I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I really appreciated listening to her.
That's why I had to share it. I was like, oh, shit, Tommy.
Even to the point where she was like, you know, fuck this shit. I'm trying to talk like somebody I ain't, you know. She was using trying to be politically correct.
She was using that ultimately out. Ultimately
out. Because she want to be like, let me motherfucking tell you something. Okay?
Ultimately, I said, bitch, if you use ultimately one more time, I'm going to be an ultimate motherfucker.
You know, she might have wanted to say, look, listen.
She was trying to sound all professional and intellectual.
Say, bitch, are you listening? Okay?
Because at the end of the day, but nah, like, all of that is relevant because, like I said, you know, I feel like, you know, as women, like, we can sit here and we can point fingers at men and stuff like that, but I feel like what makes us arrive and do better is when we ultimately take accountability for our lives, right? So that means, like, every decision you make, you say to yourself consciously, like, okay, I'm making this decision. I'm making this decision. So if this decision doesn't turn out right for me, I have to say, well, Melissa, you made the decision. Now let's talk about why you made that decision and was that the best decision you could have made in this situation.
And I think for parents, we need to be realistic with ourselves. Like, especially as women, we always will say something to ourselves, and then when we don't act on it, it's like, damn, my first instinct was, you know, I knew something told me to act on your first instinct.
Because when that nigga said he couldn't have kids, I should have known. I should have. Nigga, that don't even sound right.
I need to talk to my daughter about sex. I feel like something is up with my daughter. Put her on birth control. Talk to her constantly about using condoms. We don't want to put the condoms in their room and say, here are condoms. I have you on birth control. But more importantly, you have to use these condoms.
I think we're afraid to say it because we think we're encouraging.
We're encouraging, but it's like at the end of the day,
they're going to do that shit if they want to.
They're going to do it regardless if they want to. They're going to do it if they want to. So
I'd rather you be safe than sorry.
Right. Allow your child to make the smart decision. And a smart decision would be, my mama put these condoms here. I'm not here to count them. But if your child if they're working or they get an allowance, look, this is the section you go to in the drugstore to buy them. Mm-hmm. If you are ashamed to buy them,
then you don't need to have
sex.
Yeah.
You know, you have to talk to them about sex to where they're comfortable about it. Because honestly, I feel like the girls who were comfortable talking about sex, you know, those may have been the girls who maybe not have ended up pregnant so early.
Well, I wrote about this a while ago, and I say, they teach, our parents taught us, oh, wait until you marry, don't have sex until you ready, wait until you marry, and like, when the fuck I supposed to know when I'm ready, and what you mean wait until I'm married? But I really feel like, and I stand on this, I feel like I would tell my daughter, have sex when you're confident of who you are. If you can't have sex, if you can't look at yourself in the mirror, butt naked, and be like, bitch, you's a bad motherfucker. If you can't look at yourself in the mirror naked and be like, if you ashamed or you feeling self-conscious about your mom or somebody talking about, your things that's normal, like growing breasts, pubic hair, having menstrual. If you get embarrassed about if hearing your parents or somebody talk about sex, you're not comfortable with who you are. And you don't need to be having sex.
And you're not ready to have sex. You're
not. You should have sex when you are comfortable and confident with yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you have that interaction with that male or whoever and it ends, you can find yourself saying, you know what? It wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't did shit wrong. He started talking to me and dealing with me. That's on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sad. I'm mad. But, because I'm not saying don't be sad or, feel hurt by it. I'm just saying that don't walk away thinking you or something is wrong with you.
And I'm going to take it here because, and I'm not telling somebody to go out and just, as people say, have hoish tendencies.
My mama say Pisces got whole tendencies. I mean, we do a little bit, but go ahead.
She admitted it, child. But I'm not saying go out and do whatever hoish tendencies is, whatever that really means. Because at the end of the day, we say get married and all this stuff before you have sex. But as long as you're doing it safely, what is it that if you're not in a relationship and you have sex with someone? Like, is that completely wrong? Is that wrong that you're not in a relationship with this person to have sex? Because that's another thing. Girls put up this little false sense of security to say, well, now
that's
we're
my
dating.
boyfriend.
That's my boyfriend. I can have sex with him. And then when y'all break up, you meet this other guy and it's, oh, that's my boyfriend. I can have sex with him. You're no different than a girl who doesn't call him her boyfriend.
Yeah. You're still having sex.
You're still having sex.
But the difference is that other girl, she's secure enough to say she know what she want and she don't mind having sex.
If the dick is what she wants,
she don't mind dropping it like it's hot if that's what she want to do. And she ain't gonna walk away feeling less of herself. She don't think she a hoe. She don't think she a slut. You know what I'm saying? She's confident in who she are. She's confident in her sexuality. While you over here covering up your uncomfortable position, you're covering that up because you know you're uncomfortable and you're covering up and masking it with, well, that's my boyfriend. I'm in a relationship. And you really feel uncomfortable. And that's why you have to disguise it and make that guy, or you can't make him, but try to
you put a title on it. You put a title on it just to make what you're doing, make yourself feel better about what you're doing. And it's no different. So that's why it's very important for parents to feel comfortable about talking about sex. I feel like the problem is a lot of people, when it comes to the topic of sex, even when they're showing sex on TV screens, certain,
you get uncomfortable.
People get uncomfortable. Oh, Lord, they got to put this in here. It's sex.
It's
so
sex.
What?
We have it. See, maybe that's the thing, though. Maybe we should be telling our children, like, if I'm a mom of a daughter, and I know, like, it might be uncomfortable, maybe we should say, explore yourself first.
Yeah.
Know what you like. Explore who you are sexually. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you should be doing now in your teenage years. Like, you should be figuring out yourself first and making what you like and, loving yourself. And I say that because I'm reading a book called Pussy Prayers. And in the book called Pussy Prayers, that's one of the things she talk about. So Pussy Prayers is a book and it's about like healing your womb, right? So she talks about how a lot of dysfunction happened with her, you know, because she was not connected with her womb, her sexuality. You know, because it was always sex is taboo, and you know what I'm saying, this is this.
It's so quiet. You gotta whisper it.
So in that going on, it was kind of like it didn't make her feel secure as a woman. It made her feel insecure. And then when she started to have like female issues, like I forgot what she said she had, but it was on the lines of like some type of fibroid issue she had. She was like, so she already feeling like insecure. Then that situation is happening with her body or her feminine part. She was like, so that made her feel even more insecure because now she's feel like I'm broken and something is wrong with me. Now, you know what I'm saying? So I'm already feeling insecure, and then this is happening, so I feel more insecure. And now I'm just like, well, you know, I'm just allowing to receive anything because I feel like I'm not worthy and valuable. And she said she had to take a step back and started connecting with her womb, started looking at herself naked in the mirror, started pleasing herself, you know what I'm saying, and saying, you know, she said she even took a goddamn mirror and she was like, she put it down. You know how many women don't know how they fucking vagina look?
The first person who mentioned that, and it wasn't even my mother.
Well, my mama gonna be sitting
there. It was Coach Mobley. She did sex education in middle school. And that's how she was like, it's healthy to take a mirror and look at yourself. You need to know what's
where the
going
hole
on
at
down there. You need to know, because I mean, in middle school, I didn't know anything about that. You know, I didn't even know what tampon.
Where the tampon go? I ain't know where.
I didn't know.
I didn't know it was another hole down there.
I did not know.
I thought I thought the pee hole and the other hole was the same hole.
When I said wet behind the ears, even high school, when I heard of a girl using tampons, it was like, where the fuck do you even put this? Like, I did not know. I had no idea. Hell, I had to use hemorrhoidal cream one time, and my grandma said, "Don't put it in the wrong hole." I'm like, what?
What's the wrong hole?
Put in my pee hole. What is she even talking about? Can't fit.
It's the pee hole.
I didn't ask her or say anything about it because she thought I automatically knew what
it was
she
more than one hole.
I mean, I knew. You know, it was my anus and a pee. That's all I knew. You
ain't know that other hole.
No, I knew nothing about that. I knew nothing about that. So yes, it is healthy to take a mirror and look. And look, ain't nothing. If you don't like looking at it, why would you want to show it to somebody else?
I'm talking about it's women who ain't never look at their vagina.
It's grown women.
Grown women who don't
30s and 40s.
Exactly.
Who has not taken a look at their own self. They have gone to a gynecologist and had
and that's sad. That's sad if a doctor
looked at yourself.
And a nigga, doctors and niggas know how your pussy look more than you know how your pussy look. That's not a good thing. And then on top of that, it's like it's some grown women who don't even know how to properly clean themselves down there. No. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's so many things we as women need to learn when we're young girls before we even start pursuing having sex. Like you should like when she was talking about in the book too, she was like, you know, I learned how to, you know, people might say play with yourself. She was like, but I looked at it as discovering myself. I discovered what enticed me, what I liked. Because one thing she said that was so fucking real, she was like, can't no nigga, she didn't say nigga, but I'm saying it. She said, can't no nigga, or if you gay, can't no woman. She was like, can't no motherfucking put shit on you. They can't fuck you right, fuck you good. She was like, that's you. She said, so it don't matter who you fuck. I mean, of course, if they got a little dick or, you know, they can't last. But she said something like, she was like, basically, once she started to, like, discover herself and know herself, she was like, I don't have bad sex experience because I know how to fucking please myself.
And look,
so she comes in the bedroom with the nigga, and she know what to do. She know how to rock it. She know how to hula hoop it to satisfy herself, because what she said is, can't no motherfucker necessarily satisfy her. She coming in that motherfucker, oh, I'm gonna get satisfied.
You know what it takes.
Because I know what it takes. I know what
you know what it takes as just like a man. You've heard men complain about certain position, and it's like, women, what is that? Women, what is that? That does nothing for me. It doesn't do shit for you. Okay? But she knows what it does for her.
What do the niggas be complaining about?
I've heard multiple men
I'm listening.
make this comment about the grind. The grinding does nothing necessarily. But to me, that's men who only looking to get off and be done with it anyway.
Or they got a bitch who's scooting. See, it's a difference between scooting and grinding. Scooting, if they on top, but grinding.
I don't know, child. But
they probably got bitches who be scooting. And then, look, imagine, okay. And then it's scooting. So all it's doing is this. If you scooting... That shit ain't doing that.
I don't know.
But if you grinding, that thing going around and around. I'm just saying.
Explore yourself first.
Yes.
And use condoms.
That's a good, but
use condoms.
So let me ask you something. Would you suggest that to a teenage girl? Like, if you had a teenage daughter and she came to you inquisitive about sex and, I think I'm ready, would you say, well, you think you're ready for sex? What pleases you?
Yeah.
Have you pleased yourself yet? Do you think that's inappropriate, out of line, to tell your teenage daughter to please themselves first and to figure out what they like? I think it's natural. And I think the fact that we try to, we know kids do it. We know our sons and daughters do it. And we that's growing. And we say stuff like, well, that's natural. Mm-hmm. So if we say that's natural, why don't we encourage it in a positive way?
You know who we don't encourage it in? We don't encourage it in girls.
Okay.
We don't encourage it in girls.
Why don't we? Maybe that gives men so much more
in boys.
And that's why men are, we say certain stuff like, well, that's how men are, men are. But and I get it. Yes, we are different as men and women. But maybe because men are encouraged, or it's accepted and it's not frowned upon for them to physically please themselves. And, maybe that's what gives men more of a head start than women when it comes to dealing with each other.
Some girls feel like men may have a more head start, but they really don't, because they're hiding the fact that they're exploring themselves. They lie to each other in school. When somebody say, oh, you probably just jacking off. You ain't getting none. Instead of saying, I ain't getting none yet. And yes, I do jack off. They ain't going to say that. That's you who jacking off. Ain't nobody jacking nothing over here. Somebody else doing it. No. So it's like young girls are under the impression that the guy, because women like for a guy to lead even at a young age.
And that was my point. My point was, maybe it gives them a head start because they come in and they relinquish their power. You know what I'm saying? Their sexuality, they relinquish that power to a man. Girls do. Mm-hmm. Because we come in, we come in not knowing anything, and we look to the man.
It's okay to not know anything.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
Yeah. It's really like not. maybe that gives...
It's not okay to pretend either.
Yeah, maybe that gives a men or boys head starts in being more confident, or, in their sexuality and moving the way they move. And then here come girls like, well, like we have to be taught instead of like you could have taught yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you took the time to discover, just like he been over there willy whacking, you could have been over there, teethering and tethering. I just say teethering.
Trying to plug the charger into the outlet in the dark.
Here you go.
You could have figuring something out.
What's that in there? What's that? What you doing?
Look.
Mama, I'm massaging. I'm massaging my leg.
Child,
But you're right, we don't.
I can't even right now.
What's that?
Oh,
But what's that noise? But I think women, we do play a disadvantage to our young girls because we take that opportunity for them like it's something wrong with masturbation with women. It's not. I feel like it's called. Listen, the number one person you're supposed to know and love is yourself. And if you don't know and love yourself, how the hell you gonna love and
Now,
love somebody else?
parents, that's not saying you can't set boundaries.
Yeah,
Because women, by setting boundaries for your daughters, it might be also helping them with their choices. Now, you may say, okay, you having sex. You know, these are the tools you need, the birth control, the condoms that you need. These are the tools you need to have sex. I just don't want you having sex in my house. Okay?
Oh no.
No
Ain't nobody
sex
gonna be
in my
fucking
house.
in here but me. I'm the only one fucking in here.
Okay.
You better but no, that's how you help your daughters with standards. Because
That's where I'm going.
That's when you say if you wanna
Okay.
fuck, that nigga better be able to pay for a room.
Or have his own place.
And you better not be fucking in no car so you can get a motherfucking get a record and decent exposure. And you can get on the sexual what it is.
Yeah.
The registry list, sex offender list.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so you better not be fucking in no car with that nigga. Do that shit when you get older, because that's for old people to keep the spice in that motherfucker. Pop that shit over there. It's
the rush.
Yeah. Ooh,
The rush. Looking around.
Yeah. Oh, somebody
rush.
coming. Oh, stop. Okay, yeah.
Y'all ain't got to worry about no rush when you're young. It's the fact that you're just doing it when you're young. But at the end of the day, it does set standards. I feel it sets standards. No, you're not having sex in my house.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you've explored yourself enough to know this is what you want to do. Here's your birth control. Here's your condoms. They make so many types of birth control now, parents.
Yeah.
That you don't have to worry about your daughter taking that
Depo
pill every night. They can do the Depo. Hopefully it doesn't have a negative side effect. They have the shit in the arm they can put in their arm. They have the thing they can put at
for
cervix.
3 years.
I don't recommend.
I don't recommend. I don't be real. I don't recommend the motherfucking birth control pills.
I don't like birth control.
I don't. I feel like they fuck up your hormones as a female and shit
They don't
like
fuck
that.
up my hormone. They got the NuvaRing.
I took my shit out.
It messes with. It does affect people differently. You know, for me, I personally can't do it. Young girls. That's why I'm sitting here with 4 boys of my own. Hey. Shit.
Listen, here's the thing.
Unless you want to be a mama all your life or potentially be exposed to a fucking disease, bitch, you better wrap that shit up and take birth control.
Yeah.
What can your mama do if you say, Mama, I had sex? What's she gonna do? What is she gonna do to you? She's not gonna kill you. What is she gonna do? What, she gonna put you on punishment? Because 9 times out of 10, wherever you had sex at, she don't know. How is she gonna punish me? You don't snuck and did it. Sneak and do it again.
Unless it's boys in the hood and that old lady came and smelled fucking in the air.
Sure. I can smell it in there.
I always said I feel like that mama was horny. She wanted to do some fucking.
She knew something wasn't right. She knew something wrong. What the fuck?
What is that?
Incense and
What Bernie Mac say?
I hear
music. Butt dick it.
What? But girl, I think it leads to, at this point, the adults being comfortable with sex.
Yeah. And we was taught not to be comfortable.
We weren't.
But you know what? I would say, like, somebody who used to speak, 2 people who used to speak openly about that stuff was my uncle and my aunt, John and Jeanette. I ain't gonna lie. They were very open, and the stuff that my mom probably wouldn't talk about, they openly had those. They would ask us questions. They would ask, you having sex? You know what I'm saying? You use condoms. You watch pornos. Have you interacted and did stuff with yourself? Like, those were open conversations, and honestly, it's nothing wrong with those conversations. Like, those conversations need to be had, because if more parents were openly discussing those things with their children, it probably would be less teenage pregnancies. It probably would be less kids getting venereal or sexual transmitted diseases, because it's like this society makes sex taboo. But really, it's not taboo anymore, because it's on every fucking thing. They see it all the time. So
there are innuendos to it in everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Even
from some of the cartoons they watch. It's sexualized.
It is.
So
when you see SpongeBob butt cheeks, that's
everything is sexualized. So don't make it seem like it's wrong, that they looking at that like it's a ew, because when you're doing that, you're making them feel that feeling of shame and that they have to hide it when they do see it.
Yeah.
So you can't do that. You have to be open with them about it, and you got to have those talks, those realistic talks, and it has to be consistent. Like, you got to have those talks before the shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
It got to be consistent talks before it even
Because
starts.
let me tell you, if they ain't hearing it from you, they hearing from a motherfucker who don't know what the fuck they talking about.
I don't talk to my oldest about sex. You have sex, that's your business. Just make sure you wear a condom, and don't let her talk you into not wearing condoms.
Cause your dick gonna fall off.
You don't want no disease, and I'm not ready to be a grandma. I'm still trying to get over being a mama. Goddamn. So when I get out this real life mama role, which technically I know you don't, but when I get out the role to where I can't just leave out the house and leave these motherfuckers by themselves, look, you gotta give me some time to be free.
Please.
I need to be free. And I can't be free talking about some grandbabies. No, I'm gonna be the grandmama you caught. No, I can't watch your grandbaby. We gotta go somewhere. Me and my husband got some shit to do when these turn.
I want to come get my grandkids when I want to come get my motherfucking grandkids,
right?
And not have to come get their ass because you. And I told my kids too. I said, please don't mistreat my grandkids, cause I will call DSS on your ass.
I ain't saying I'm about to get them.
I'm gonna call DSS on. Oh, and if I get their ass, if I get my grandkids, if you a woman, I'm marching your ass straight to motherfucking. We getting these tube ties, cause what you ain't finna do is have some more while I'm over here raising these. You ain't doing that shit.
You gotta stop doing that too.
Raising people children, raising your kids.
Some parents think the best way out without educating their child fully is adoption, or you send the child to a family member, or
you gonna raise that child,
take care of the child yourself, and then you wonder why your child end up with another one within 2 years.
Okay.
Or less.
Mine's gonna raise that child. You can stay here, but you gonna raise that motherfucker.
Look, I had my first son at 20. I did not have my next child until almost 10 years later.
She was almost free.
I was almost fucking free, okay? Shit. Because my mama didn't just say, go ahead and continue to live your life and I'll take care of your child. Hell no. No. I had to take care of my son. So, look. Parents gotta stop doing that. You can't be like, oh, my child made a mistake, so I still want her to enjoy the young life that she's missing out on. You're not teaching her any lessons.
Ain't nothing like your mama or somebody watching your child so you can go out that night and then stick them in the bed with you. When you come in, it don't matter. And you done just came in at 5 o'clock and you got to wake up at 7 o'clock because that motherfucker hungry. And you hung the fuck over, and you like, I'm here.
Girl, you preaching to the choir. Shit, I appreciate what Tommy said. You right, bitch. You ain't got time to be in making no damn videos. What is you doing?
You gotta make money. You gotta make money.
If this shit ain't making money, what is you talking about having damn gender reveals? What is this? No, ma'am. You don't even know how to pay for your doctor or fucking place to stay.
You ain't got a place to
How
stay.
are you going to work and go to school? Because you got to work, because you got to take care of your child. How are you going to work, go to school, and afford daycare?
And you know what?
It's grown people who can't afford daycare.
I have another friend who said something on this, and she made the statement. She was like, and parents need to do this too. Like, if your child had a teenage pregnancy and they having a child and they want to go out, make the motherfuckers pay you.
Yep.
If I ask for my grandchild to keep my grandchild, that's one thing. Yep. If you asking for me to watch my grandchild, just like you would ask somebody else, and you gotta pay me. Look, I don't care if you tell them to pay you $15,
and but
it gives them a sense of knowing that motherfuckers ain't just gonna watch your child just for free.
Because when you get older, it don't work that way.
It sure don't.
When my in-laws want my kids, it be like, girl, my in-laws asked for my kids this weekend. What we doing? You know, what can you do?
Trying to make shit up.
I'm trying to make some
only just to end up sleeping in all fucking day long because you ain't had a fucking good night's rest where you could just sleep into the midday and then be mad when you wake up early because your body's accustomed to getting up early because you get up with these fucking kids and you be mad as fuck and be like, God damn, I wasted a whole fucking day. I could have been asleep. I could have been out partying, and what I'm doing, the same shit I do when I got these.
Look, I'm speaking from someone. I had my son first. She was off in college.
Yeah. Fucking.
She was fucking, but hey, she didn't have no kids. Her dorm mates didn't have any kids.
Sure did.
So when I was able to go out and meet up with them, it's like, oh man, I'm tied down because I have a child. I can't just, go out anytime during the week that I want because my girlfriends say, we going out. I couldn't do that.
And we used to party from Monday to Monday, honey. Okay.
They did. So it's like, I even met another girl who was in college after I had my son, and she was pregnant. And she was like, I just don't know what to do. And she was like, I'm thinking about getting an abortion. And I'm like, and at this time, she was staying in a dorm room. She was in one of them little small cramped. It was the dorm room life. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I just don't know what I should do. She was like, I just don't know. And whereas somebody else in her ear, like, just have the baby. I'm right here like, look, you do what you feel like you can do. Because I'm going to be honest, yes, I love my son.
Could I have waited to have him?
I could have waited.
Yes, I
could have waited to have my first child. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah, it's hard, but you got to do what you feel comfortable in doing.
Yeah.
I had my child because I wanted to make that decision to have my child.
Yeah.
You are already here. You're away from home. You're in this dorm. You do what you feel is best. She did what she felt is best. And I don't know her like that, but she moved on with her life. There's another girl who, she just didn't know what to do. She was distraught and isolating herself and don't know what to do. And it's like, bitch, you just do what you feel like doing. You can't go by my experience.
The whole point is people might be against abortion, and that's your right. However,
it's also someone's right to be for it.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you can encourage somebody to have a child, but here's my thing. Like, the government will tell you, oh, you shouldn't have an abortion. But they don't help you take care of these kids. Mm-mm. So these people have to figure out, like, you people who say, don't get an abortion, okay, are you helping this child take care of this child? Mm-hmm. Because if you're not going to give them the money to help them raise this child, y'all the same motherfuckers who sitting here downing this person for being on the system mm-hmm. and won't get their lazy ass
shit about your food
and stamps. Won't work, and why the system gotta help raise your child because you took away their rights to be able to decide if they want to have an abortion or not. Now, granted, no, I'm not telling you abortion is for the easy out situation mm-hmm. when you think you're just going to continuously be irresponsible and be out there just spreading it open and wide. And, anytime you get pregnant, you finna run.
Trying to go to
you
the
trying to
clinic.
go to the clinic when you
Look.
could easily just put a fucking condom on.
Yeah, exactly.
And protect yourself. So we're not speaking for those type of people. And I have to say that because somebody be like, what about the people who, we ain't talking about them. We know irresponsible people out there. We ain't talking about them. We're talking about people who literally, things happen, mistake was made, and they are not in the position financially, and let's talk about mentally, because there are people who might have the financial support, but they're not mentally prepared to be parents.
Look.
Because there's a lot of motherfuckers out here who shouldn't have been parents, who are parents.
You're right. Look, it's girl, when we say mentally prepared, it's because you think about, even as a grown woman who has gone to college and maybe was in a dorm setting, think about the young girls who have had an abortion. Their parents most likely know nothing about it. Know nothing about it. So, it's like you have to be prepared for this stuff. You have to talk to your children about this stuff.
Because abortion ain't easy
I'm
either.
pretty positive the two young ladies who I know who were both in college settings who got an abortion, I guarantee their parents never knew anything about it.
And that's another thing. Abortion is not easy. So y'all
It's a hard decision.
that y'all assume that women who have abortions, y'all assume that they just walk away like, like that's not haunting things that they think about on a constant. That's not something that they probably have to go to therapy for, or they have to talk themselves through that situation.
Look, let me tell you, because if you're truthful on your medical records, even when you go to the gynecologist, they ask you, how many pregnancies have you ever had, successful or unsuccessful? Pretty much that you've went through long term with, or you have not. That includes abortions. And people, stop lying to these damn doctors. Shit. If you done had abortion, if you smoke weed, you smoke weed. Bitch, tell them. It don't matter.
Yeah.
If you done had your abortion.
Look. I'm going to stop lying.
Stop lying to people.
You smoke? Yeah.
I'm
going to start telling them the truth.
Do you smoke occasionally? Shit.
I get tired sometimes.
No. Stop lying to these people. Fill that shit out truthfully. But that goes with abortion. So what you were saying, they can't ever forget about that. Even if they lie on that application, that thought came in their head because how the question was worded.
Yeah.
So, it asked that. I've had medical records where it asked vaginal birth, abortion. It had all that shit listed on there.
Yeah. That's why they don't need to assume
that's something that's going to always come back to that young lady, the decision that she made.
Yeah.
Some of them have grown and came to terms with this was the best decision for me. And there are some girls who are still broken by that shit.
Yeah.
So
please don't say adoption like that's easier, because to me adoption is like basically abortion in the sense of now you might see this child.
I would say adoption can even be put on the line of a child that was taken from you, a child that goes missing, a child that was abducted. Because you're going to see kids and you're going to wonder
if that's your child.
See a child that looks like you or look like the other
my
parent,
child.
you're going to wonder, is that my child?
Because I don't think
if that's my child.
I don't think that's an easy decision either.
I think that's just as hard.
Yeah, for women to put their child up.
A woman to give her child up for adoption, I feel like that's just as hard as abortion. That is very hard.
And then
literally
for
give
that
birth,
child to come back to you when they're older and then ask you the question, why did you give me up? That's even motherfucking harder.
Bitches wear condoms, y'all. Because you better wear condoms.
Because now you got to sit here and try to explain to this child who probably not going to understand it at that moment. Like, I gave you up because I was not capable of raising you. Like, Sky, I wish Sky never went and found the motherfucking children.
She didn't.
I wish she would have left them kids well enough alone. You sent them, you gave them up for adoption, and I wish she would have left them there well enough alone, because I do not think she was mentally prepared or mentally stable to have these children in her life, because I believe, this is just my opinion from what I saw, I think she tried to come in like, okay, mom, you can't. No. That time is over. Them children were raised. I think it's the only thing you can come do now is establish a relationship with them as I'm Sky and that's Des and that's, whatever.
I truly believe it's okay to possibly want to know updates on them.
Yeah.
If the adoptive parents allow that.
And if you're mentally ready.
I don't think you should allow the child to contact you until they've kind of gained a sense of self. I know they're always probably out there saying, I don't know a sense of self because I don't know my other half. Mm-hmm. But try to at least gain some type of independency of their own, especially after grade school.
So they don't come there trying to feel complete with knowing their biological parent, and if it don't turn out the way they
complete you,
and if because if I'm not who you expect me to be, then I'm going to disappoint you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like so I feel like with Sky, I feel like if she would have just came in and if she would have allowed them to, you know what I'm saying, like even when it was an episode where she got upset, I guess, because Des was hanging with the wrong crowd.
That's the youngest one, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, as a mother, because I feel like that's motherly instincts to want to protect your child. But that's gone. You haven't been around.
You haven't been there.
Yeah.
So I think the motherly instinct should have went on to let me contact the adult that was parenting while I was not there.
Let me go call her. And then what she could have done is she could have been the vessel. You know what I'm saying? Meaning like, well, why are you hanging out with these people now? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Ask questions, get an understanding. And even if you want to tell him like, well, Des, I think you so much better than this. And I don't want to see you go down the wrong road. But you're an adult. And you got to do what's best for you.
And let me tell you something, young girls. Parenting is such a hard deal that...
Child, you don't never stop parenting.
You don't. You have to... Even with people who say, just because you're in an estranged relationship and in your mind, well, once my child is 18, I ain't got to deal with this person. It's a lie. You still going to have to be in a room with this person for the rest of your life. Your child is going to graduate from high school. Your child is possibly going to go to college or make some type of maybe business decision where they may want you at a grand opening. They want their wedding, father or mother there,
baby shower,
all of that,
birthday party
after birthday party for your grandkids. Mm-hmm. So you are tied and connected to this other person for the rest of your fucking life. Yep. For the rest, it's not until they're 18, it's for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. You are connected to this person because you had a child by them.
Yep. Because you can't have two weddings.
Nope. Not at all.
Nope.
So you got to be real about it. Be realistic about it. And parenting, it's constant. It's exhausting.
Ooh, child.
And it's consistency.
Oh, yes.
That takes parenting. It's consistency.
And don't you feel like when you don't have kids, it's like your sense of worry or how fucked up the world is oblivious.
Yeah, that shit don't matter.
It's to an extent. And as soon as you have a child, it's like that shit just enhances. And you like, this is a fucked up world. Mm-hmm. And now you worried about every fucking thing and how that shit going to affect your children, how it's going to affect your grandchildren from here on out.
Why did I bring my child into a world like this? What the fuck was I thinking? Like, this is crazy.
Yep.
But when you young and out there and you're in a club, they're getting shot up and all kind of ratchet shit, don't matter. It don't matter.
Don't give a fuck. You ain't even think. That's what Tommy does. You ain't even think about it. As when you pregnant, you just like, until you had that child in your hand, you like, oh, shit.
I can't go out there. I might get shot. Shit, I got a fucking child to take care of.
Bitch, you can't be drinking and driving like this. Bitch, I got to make it home to my child.
To my child. What is you doing? Shit. You lose friends that way too, okay, young girls
Yeah.
and fellas.
Yeah, your
Because
friend.
fellas, don't automatically think it's on the girl, because you might get one. I'ma just say, you might get a real ass bitch. You be like, this is motherfucking yours just as much as it is mine.
Here go that motherfucker.
Here you go.
Or if something happened to that your baby mama, heaven forbid she passed away and she can't take care of him.
What was the little fella that made that video on Netflix? Snow on the Bluff or some shit like that? Where the girl got shot and look, he stuck with a baby and somebody had to come in and be like, look, these your kids. You gotta raise them. You gotta raise these kids.
That was a good fake ass documentary.
Shit. Hey,
that
shit be happening. It could happen.
That shit was good though. I don't give a fuck. I was like, wow, you gotta watch Snow on the Bluff. That shit was. If y'all ain't watch Snow on the Bluff, watch Snow on the motherfucking Bluff. That shit is the shit, girl.
And that's for the fellas. You go out here getting these damn girls knocked up, you gonna end up with a fucking baby. Just like the girl.
And let's not talk about the ones you get pregnant who ain't mentally and emotionally stable to take care of them, and you have to, because they got mental issues. See, motherfuckers don't think about shit like that.
Because there is a real thing called postpartum depression.
Look at Fitz.
And
that's who y'all need to look. Why you think Fitz got them kids? Got that child?
It triggers, so you may have thought the shit that was cute and she was a little off, something wasn't too right about her, but she was fun. And then when she had that baby, hey.
Listen, you seen Fitz, that nigga was crying to her mama like, help her. Shit. Like, that shit been real. Look. Like, I give my hats off to Fitz, though. People say what they want to say, but to have a baby mama that you're no longer with, and you see this girl struggling, and you say, I need my son to have a healthy mother, and to go to her mother and say, look, help her, because I need her to be what she needs to be for my son. Yeah. You got to help her. Listen, that's the type of niggas y'all need to be looking at. I'm telling you. Because these other niggas don't give a fuck. They'll sit there and be like, bitch, you ain't got your shit together, neither do I, bitch. Give them to your mama. But anyways,
it's sex is okay. It's
just be ready.
It's real. It happens. Everyone have sex. It doesn't matter. But you got to be prepared, and you got to prepare your child. It's easier said than done. I don't have any daughters. So I don't know I won't experience that, oh Lord, my child is deflowered and all kind of whatever.
I mean, I personally wouldn't be upset if my daughter was gay.
No one is. Because mine seemed properly deflowered. Okay?
If my daughter think I'm going to be like, Lord, no, I'm going to be like, well, you got to do what's best for you.
No one feels them properly. But guess what? Sex is sex. I, on the other hand, got to deal with the males, straight or gay. I'm going to have to deal with them having sex and want to know more about sex. So,
and if my son or even if my daughter gay, I'm still tell them, like, you better use protection, honey.
Use protection. We sit there and we hit the nail on the head.
You might can't have no baby, but you can have venereal diseases and your sexual.
And I'm big on this about these diseases, because I just saw a story of some young man who was 26 and something, and he was sick, obviously, because he committed a lewd act against a child under 6 years old and exposed that child to HIV. But he had 2 counts of it. So I don't know if the second count may have been an adult or another child, but at 26 years old, he's young. He got this disease young.
That means somebody gave it to his ass.
And people are angry. They get angry because they feel like someone else has knowingly given it to them.
So they don't give a fuck about their life and nobody else.
No one else.
And they say the worst person. Condoms. They say the worst person to run into is a motherfucker who feel like they ain't got shit to lose.
They ain't got nothing to live for. So it's not just about babies. It is not about babies. Why they say, look, we took a class in high school. Yes, it was to gear you to be in the medical profession, but the teacher over it, she was big on diseases.
Hi, Miss Mitchell. I love you.
I loved her. She had them shits postered around the classroom.
She did.
On the effects they could have on your body, whether it's
Dick,
on your
coochie,
vagina
it was
or your
all
penis.
Mm-hmm.
How the shit would look. And it was like, do I really have to sit at this station?
She was like, yo.
Yeah. It wasn't no pictures of babies and girls with big pregnant stomachs and holding back. No. It was the potential STDs.
Miss Mitchell, if you see this, if you ever see this, send me a friend request. Melissa Phillips, that's my name. You go see me because I miss you. I'm drunk too, but I still miss you.
She was. I'm giving away a security question, but when they asked, yeah, she's one of my favorite teachers. They asked who's your favorite teacher, Miss Mitchell.
Oh, really?
She is.
Miss Mitchell, I love Miss Mitchell.
She is because she was very honest. She was young. To me, she was relatable, and she was honest. She never told us that talking about sex was bad. Mm-mm. She never allowed us to talk about the girls who may have been promiscuous. She was like,
Yeah, she went.
Don't do that.
No.
She did not allow us to do that. So, she was honest. And I appreciated that. And the girls have to realize that. Don't talk about Miss, promiscuous girl walking around here. Because at the end of the day, you may end up worse off than that Miss Promiscuous girl.
You don't know her life. You don't know her background.
No, exactly.
I love you, Miss Mitchell. And you probably gonna look at this if you ever see it and be like, child, look, I tried. I tried. You tried, Miss Mitchell. It worked a little bit though. I got kids and I ain't out here, selling coochie, I guess. But if a bitch got, okay, let's go ahead and clink out.
She say she do what she got to do. But yes, we gonna clink on this. Our black girl magic. Sex is okay. Sex is normal. It has to be safe.
Masturbation is okay.
Yes, it is. Exploring your body. Because trust me, once you get with a man who knows you masturbate and you're comfortable with masturbating,
he gonna ask to watch you. And you gonna be playing it like a fiddle. Flick-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Okay.
Child, I might do that tonight. All right, so let's clink. Got balls in my okay, now. Blue balls. It's blue balls. Oh.
You know what, y'all? We gonna toast to this. Because clearly this black girl magic.
The bitch had me drinking on this shit all day, so I don't know what she had expected.
Y'all, I ain't get here to after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know what she talking about. I had to taste test the shit before that.
Anyways, we will see y'all next time. Deuces. Make sure y'all watch Pretty Girl Cocktails, like I said, because if y'all don't, I'm going to fuck you up. But I love y'all.
Just check me out on Pinterest. Pinterest is forever grown.
Yes.
And you don't have to say you like to drink. Just say you like to cook. But you like to have a nice cocktail while you cook.
Oh, that's a good idea. All right, but anyways, we'll discuss that. Bye. See y'all later. Shit. That's a good idea, though.
That's what I do.
I said, who funkin' with